Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Arche Wielders. I am here again with my co host, Mesa Ultor, and Drew Guns. Oh, sorry. I am Fortress. Still getting used to that new name,
Damn.
homie.
Damn.
Whoa, out here
Still getting
spitting
used to
the
it.
wrong
Still getting
name.
used to
Damn.
it. That's my fault. That's my fault.
That's crazy.
That's
That's
why.
crazy.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, we're out here again with
Excellent.
it. I hope you guys enjoyed episode one. I know I just recently posted, I believe maybe 2 days ago, but I had some issues getting everything loaded onto Podbean and Apple Podcasts. Finally got that set up though. Everything's looking good. Working on a few other things, but I hope you guys are able to go out there and listen to the first episode if you missed it. This week, we are getting into more information about season one. We're going to touch base on a couple of the skins, the inversion reinforcement detail that they talked about, as well as the maintenance that'll be happening tomorrow. But with all due that, let's get into it. What have you guys been up to? How's First Ascendance treating you guys? Clearly, you're still loving it. You guys working on anything new?
Well, currently I have Ultimate Ajax cooking, so pretty hyped on that.
Hell yeah!
And we got the Eternals GGs in the chat. Yo yo. Other than that, now I'm just kind of grinding out for Blair, and I'm thinking Ultimate Bunny.
Nice. Yeah, I tell you. Sorry, I
Hell
heard you
yeah.
talk about Ultimate Bunny. How close you were after old Fortress over here decided to post what he got for the Ultimate Bunny piece.
Yeah, I decided to take a look, and I was like, dude, I almost got her too. Shit.
Dude, yeah, entirely by accident. Like, without even trying.
I mean, to be honest, that's why I started grinding for Ultimate VS so soon. Like, I looked down and it was just like, I accidentally got like two pieces from her. So,
So yeah,
I
there
get
we
it.
go. We got
I have,
just
I
under
have one of her
11
pieces,
hours on
just on
Ultimate
accident.
Ajax.
Nice. Fortress, what you working on now? I know you had a lot going on in the chat, but tell us
Dude.
about it.
I've been shitting it and getting it.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I crystallized my tamer once
Mhm.
again, and we are back up to a 34 proficiency already.
Nice, nice.
I made another secret garden. I made 2 wave of lights. I made another piercing light, crystallized piercing light. I crystallized my ultimate Ajax, Jaber, and my ultimate Lepic.
Nice.
And I was looking at a build guide for kind of this one dude had like a kind of like a god killer like base build for ultimate Lepic, so I decided to try it out. I had every module that he had.
Mhm.
Obviously his were maxed out. He's fully crystallized to the bones, and I'm not, but it's pretty nasty.
Nice.
Yeah. So running through
Okay.
that, I'm trying to run through some ultimate weapons. I was trying to build my gold and stuff back up so I can upgrade a couple of modules. Redo up my tamer, and then grind for those other 2 pieces that I need to make a couple more crystallizations, because I know I'm going to get back up to 40 before I know it.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
It happens in almost like an instant, especially if that's
Yeah.
like your sole focus. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm back up to level 32 with Ajax. My tamer's already back at 34, so I'm already closing back in on it.
Cool, cool. Oh yeah. I know that I'm still working on finishing out my Ultimate Viesa. I got one more crystallization to do for her, level back up, and a max out of that module, and then I'm gonna leave my tamer where it's at and start focusing on a build for my Enduring Legacy. Because after you sent me that TikTok about the Enduring Legacy that was almost hitting for a mil DPS in the module section, I was like, well, that's probably happening. I can't ignore that, so that's a thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of really crazy builds about what some people are doing. I've actually almost totally avoided Ultimate Ajax builds just because I wanna see how I do it,
Right.
and then see how far I get, and then see where it stacks up, and maybe see where somebody else is kind of excelling in an area that I'm not, and maybe see what's different about mine. Because I'm kind of like multi-focusing when it comes to my Ajax. I know a lot of people are, just min-maxing and just throwing their weight in one direction, whether it be shields or defense when it comes to him. So me kind of being in the realm of defense, health, shields, and skill power is like I'm kind of splitting hairs in a lot of different directions, and hopefully, I mean, I'm building the ultimate Ajax. Have all the defense of the tank builds, the defense and shields, and health the tank builds, but still have the skill power and skill distance to hang with the dudes that are doing some frontline shit.
Right. I mean, that's kind of how I'm doing with Ultimate VS. I definitely stayed away from builds, not because I was afraid it necessarily have any influence on me. I just definitely didn't want to. I wanted to set just like how you are. Just wanted to see how you do first.
Yep.
Because I know VS, like she can be a glass cannon. Like if somebody actually built her that way. Um, but the way that I'm wanting to build her is definitely like a mage class, but I definitely also want to be able to get up there on the front lines and help out when it's needed. Because like if I have to go out there and go pick a guy up or pick somebody up, I don't want to be a risk as well going out there and trying to pick them up. I want to be able to get in, get out, and still have health left, or if not, take any damage at all. So I want her to be a powerhouse that also is pretty good on defense and health. I don't necessarily not looking to make a tank mage build, but if it just so happens to come out that way because I'm just focusing so much on her defense and health, then so be it. That's just how it is. But I doubt that I'll get up there to where Ajax is, because I think right now her highest is like maybe 12,000 in defense, and that's without the iron defense mod. That's just with the increased defense mod.
I
So,
think maybe, especially when it comes to Viesa, I think you might be a little bit better off in the shield category than you would be in the defense category.
mm,
Just because her defense stat is so low, and there's so much stuff you could do for shields, for like max shields on top of it. I found this one module that I instantly put in most of my builds, but it's called Weighing the Scales, and maxed out, I'm running a plus 85% max shields, and it brings my skill cost down. So that
nice.
helps out, in your build with costing less for skills, but it's also pumping your max shields up big time. To combine that with the increased shields mod, because it doesn't block you from doing that, maxed out 151% extra shields. I mean, it's pretty well up there, especially depending on your external components.
Right. And I might look into that on the third setting for her module setup. Because right now that's my second one. My first one, I'm not really sure what I was thinking, and I don't want to kind of like get rid of all the modules that I have set up right now to put it as the first one. But I do have the what am I rocking on her right now? Oop, hit the wrong thing. I am rocking shield and spear. So my defense is up by plus 89 on that, and as well as increased defense and increased shields. So her increased shields is sitting at, and that mod is maxed out at 151.9%, and her defense is at 160.4%. So at one point in time, like before I got Ultimate VS, I was running the iron defense on her, just to give her that extra buff, so she was a little bit more tankier than my Ultimate Viesa. But ever since I decided to drop it in place of more skill power modules and focus on that, I've been loving it, and she's been doing fine so far. Now, if she's like below level 40, that's when things start to get a little questionable. But if she's at level 40, which after I crystallized her this last time and get her there, that's where she'll stay. So I'm pretty happy with where it's at.
I think you could also run another one if you have it. If you haven't looked into it, there's another one called Agony. Raises your max MP, and it also raises your defense. I've only upgraded it twice, so it's not doing a ton right now, but only upgrading it twice brings me up by 17.3% defense and max MP by 3.7%.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not doing a ton in the way of defense, but raising the max MP is good for a skill-based class like Viesa is, but also kind of silently bringing up that defense in the background too. I think it works pretty well hand in hand with the Spear and Shield.
I definitely thought about Agony. I might switch that up. Again, it might be something I toss on my setting 3. But I've never really experienced too many issues with not having enough MP, only because I'm putting so much into my weapons. Then again, me being a first person shooter head, like that's what I enjoy. Like I'm going to be falling onto my guns more than my powers anyway. So that's why I built VS the way that I did, only because my gunplay is almost where I'm going to be almost primarily at versus my powers. Now, there are going to be times where I'm just like, oh, right, I have powers, and I just start just throwing them all over the place. But even when I do, I don't really suffer too much. But I would like to see what it's like to just have almost an endless tank or a large tank of MP so that that's not an issue. So I got another setting.
I think that's
I'll
where
toss
I
that
kind of fell off, too. I feel like I have so much stuff that I'm focusing on. Like, I think my brain is spread out in so many different directions with the build that I want to do. Whereas you kind of had a little bit more of a main focus. You're stretched out, like, a little bit, but I feel like I'm stretched out really far. And I feel like if I focused a little bit more on, like, 1 or 2 things instead of, like, 6 at one time, I'd probably be better off.
That may be that role-playing sense that you got going on.
No, that's autism.
That's autism. Oh, okay. Got a little bit of autism. It's okay. That's all right. We've all been there. One thing I did want to make sure that everyone knew that's watching, First Ascendants will be down tomorrow for maintenance. That timing is looking like about noon-ish for most of us. Earlier in the day. Some of you in the evening. But it's for good reason. They're improving stuff. They're making fixes, and it's to prepare for the drop of season 1. Yo, what's up, Logjam? Thanks for dropping in, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a preparation for season 1, so it's all a good thing. Nothing's wrong. They're probably doing some what do they call that? Something life. Quality of life updates. I don't know why my mind blanked on that, but all good. There were a lot of things that they dropped preseason, mid in the middle of that, as well as like last minute skins. I hope a lot of you were able to get through the preseason. Thank you for the hydrates. Get through the preseason battle pass. Hit that level 96. And start getting some of the cool stuff that's dropping out there, because they had a lot of cool stuff in that battle pass. I know that in the announcement that they were talking about a lot of people not being too happy with it, which is a little surprising. I'm not really sure what they're talking about. I thought there was a lot of content. I thought there was a lot of stuff in there for everybody. On the top of the fact that they gave us extra stuff that we weren't supposed to get yet. So
I thought it was fair.
Yeah.
And now they're speeding up their releases for like the different like they were gonna drop on like the 30th. It's now coming out on the 10th. Like they're accelerating their timeline on a lot of stuff as well.
Nice.
I think the battle pass was fair. And I think they actually, honestly, what some people would consider filler, which is like those XP gain ups, those gold gain ups and stuff. I think a lot of people would think that those are filler, but I mean, in this game, they last for 3 days.
Yeah.
So, like, honestly, I wish they would put a little bit more in there. Stuff that they could dial back on would probably be like, like a phase exchanger or something like that. You know, once you get farther into the game, those things just become trivial. You know, they're whatever.
Yeah.
You can make a zillion of them at one time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So maybe replacing those. But I think the amount of Kuiper that they give you is fair. You know.
Yeah.
25 Kuiper per page is, or caliper, I mean, is not bad. You know.
Yeah.
You're getting a weapon skin and some other thing for your equipment, an emote, a coating. Like, you're getting everything on every single page. It's not just like, oh, I gotta fight through 3 pages to get a coding. It's, you're getting one every single page.
Exactly.
Yep.
And I like that it's not restrictive. I think it's cool that the paints are like, okay, you only get one paint, but you can put it on whatever you want. I think that's a neat concept.
Put in black.
Yeah. Gloss black.
We're asking for it again, Nexon. Gloss black, please. I think that they will take out a lot of those materials that just become trivial after a point, only because now they're not. It was important for us because we were all just starting, so those things did help. But now the majority of the people that are probably playing the game now don't need that stuff, and I think that they understand that because, like you said last time, they're sitting down and playing the game, or at least that's what it looks like. So they understand that at a certain point, like, you don't need this stuff anymore, really. So hopefully that's the case, and that they see that. I do like that they are putting a lot of their skins out there. I enjoyed it a lot, especially with this game having an MMO presence. The types of skins that they released. So the maid skins, the swimsuits, the dinosaur skins, the polar bear skins, not the polar bear, the panda skins. It brought an MMO feel to a looter shooter game, and I like that a lot. It's something that I feel like Destiny lacked. Warframe definitely didn't lack on it at all, but Destiny definitely sure did. It to be honest, like, at the end of the day, Destiny felt like your normal shooter. It didn't feel like as open and as free as First Ascendance and Warframe does. It felt very constricted, almost linear at times, and that's not to knock on it, because I enjoyed Destiny. I would have been playing it for a lot longer if I didn't have to play with people to do certain aspects of the game. I felt like that was very restrictive, and I didn't care for it, but that's a personal preference. But yeah,
I feel like every video that I've ever seen of Destiny, like whether it be TikToks or still shots or anything, I feel like all the characters, like, skin-wise, like, they just look the same. They just kind of look recolored. Like, it doesn't look like they were trying to break any ground with how they look. Like, there's some differences to stuff, but I feel like anytime I see, like a Titan, like, I know what that is. It's like, I feel like all the Titans look exactly the same.
Oh, no, you're not wrong. All the Titans look the same. All the Hunters look the same. God, what was the mage class? I forgot its name. All of them look the same. And I as it being a downfall, I do think that was because of the premise of the game, was that you were the Guardian, and so every player was the Guardian, and so like, trying to make all of you look different kind of didn't make you feel like you were the one. And I think that they were still trying to hold in that story concept while also having a kind of MMO feel to it. But I think that they missed the target when they did that.
It had so much of an MMO fit, kind of the way that First Ascendant does, but I think that they didn't want to go that direction. Like, everything else fell in that category. They're like, but no, it's not, So I think they maybe did some things on purpose to keep it out of that category, and I think if they would have leaned into that category, it probably would have went better for them.
I agree. Definitely agree.
I mean, they're probably seeing that now with how well this is doing.
Yeah, true.
You can make serious looking main characters and, like, make everybody feel like the main character, and still throw in, like, some goofy stuff or a little bit more individual type of things.
Yeah. I agree with that. Which, I mean, it makes me curious as to what Bungie plans on doing after seeing this, and what's next for Destiny. Are they going to make a Destiny 3? Are they going to make more DLC? Like what's the next step? What the next step is? I'm super curious as to what the next big thing for Bungie is going to be.
I feel like Bungie's in the abyss right now.
Yeah, I mean, you may not be wrong.
I mean, you've been sitting here pouring funding into a game that came out on virtually on Xbox One. I mean, early Xbox One. You know what I mean? And like, you're just pouring money into this, wanting people to buy DLC. Like, if they just dropped the ball and they were like, oh, new Destiny 2 DLC dropping, like, I feel like everybody would kind of facepalm, and we'd start seeing the end of Bungie. And if they don't do that, I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to reabsorb 343.
I could see
and I
that.
think 343 would jump at that opportunity for funding and staffing.
Well, see, the issue there with trying to reabsolve 343, basically pulling them from Microsoft, is that 343 wasn't an entity that was created on its own and then Microsoft absorbed them. 343 was created within Microsoft and became a part of it.
Yeah.
So, like, they would have to, so essentially they'd pull their people from 343. Anybody that was working at Bungie that moved over, they'd pull the people, but 343 would just stay there. Or just be non-existent anymore and they just go be Bungie.
343 doesn't have enough people as it is. If people start pouring over to Bungie and Bungie took back over on Halo, 343 would just dissolve into nothing. There's already no one that works there.
Not wrong.
All 7
No
staff
one
members.
works.
All
there,
7
yeah.
staff members.
all 50 people that work on Halo, 42 of them left. Like,
Hey
what
now.
hell no.
Hey now.
This is what
It's not in a good spot right now,
are
dude.
made of.
Tis when it is. I mean, it's not in a good spot, but we'll see if I'm curious, and this is kind of getting sidetracked from First Ascendants. I'm curious to see if Halo actually ends up coming with a season 4 for their HCS. I'm super curious if that happens, only because I'm surprised that it lasted 3 seasons, to be honest. So I don't know.
I mean, to pull back to the First Ascendant, and I say it pretty much every time I play this game, just the thought of playing a PvP right now makes me want to vomit. Yeah, I really hope. I know what they're saying about this first season, and I'm really excited to see what they drop. I'm literally counting the days. I have it on my refrigerator calendar when the season starts.
Thursday.
And I know what they're saying, and this kind of scares me. And I know it's what everybody wants, is you want the company to listen to the fans. You want them to listen to who's playing the game and everything. I hope they fucking don't.
Yeah.
I hope they fucking don't. Because I know there's a whole bunch of idiots, and there's a bunch of really famous people that stream video games that have big voices in this shit. Oh man, a PvP would be sick. Oh dude, maybe a BR. Shut up. Don't ruin good shit. Like, stop it. You know, it happened to Infinite
agree.
as well. It instantly, fucking Dr. Diddy, fucking Tim the Tap Man, Nick Merckx. You know who I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dr. Diddy.
Yeah, I got that. I picked up what you were putting
You
down.
Everybody was like, "We're trying Halo Infinite, dude. Does it need a BR? Like the video." Like, shut up. You know, and like, I think that COD brain rot.
Boo! You're ruining a
Like-
classic.
It's infecting stuff, and I know there's people that have said PvP and BR in relation to this, and I'm like, what a wild statement that is for this type of game.
Yeah.
So, as much as I do hope they listen to, like, certain feedback, I hope they don't listen to everybody's opinion.
True.
Feedback is cool. Opinions are stupid.
Yes. Keep listening to what needs to be fixed. Keep doing what you guys are doing next on, because the fixes are on point. You guys haven't missed yet. I'm loving it. But what Fortress is saying, and I 100% agree with. Just don't listen to everybody. We're enjoying the game exactly how it is. So far, you guys' plans sound fantastic, and I can't wait to see how they turn out. What I want to do is I want to take a second and talk about a couple of these new weapons. Specifically...
And we need to talk about the inversion reinforcement as well.
Yeah, no, that's next. I definitely want to get into that because I'm not sure how to feel about it. Before we touch on the inversion, I do want to talk about these guns. I'm loving the look of these new weapons. But to be honest, I like the look of all the weapons that they've included so far. The Tamer looks sick. Every time I get the chance to just sit there and stare at it, I love it.
Yep.
The
And they all
detail
have
they
a
went
really
into.
dope lore behind them.
Yeah, I like if you
Like the
actually
look
sat
of
there
it
and look at it.
fits the lore.
Yeah, like if you guys haven't, like take a second and go look at the history of some of these guns. Like just read it, look at the gun, use it. Like it's pretty cool. Like they went into some detail that they didn't have to do. Like to be honest,
And
we'd
there's
probably
some
still be talking
super
about these guns
nerdy
if they
dudes
didn't.
with some thought.
Oh yeah, just check it out. But as Mazer was saying,
from the skin of a Vulgus Colossus.
super nerd. But as Mazer was just saying, inversion reinforcement, which is something new that's coming in season 1. From what we're seeing, it says that inversion reinforcement is a progression system that only lasts for the season. I'm not sure how to feel about that part. We'll see how it goes. And it says you can choose 3 of the effects that have been unlocked. When you unlock all 4 of the effects in a line, so of the things that they are going to put in this inversion reinforcement, you can unlock that entire line. You'll automatically acquire the collection effect, which is a passive effect that is applied during the entire season. The idea sounds cool, but I'm not really sure how good I'll feel about investing so much time and effort into something that I'm making my character into that's just gonna leave after the season's done. And I get that they're gonna tailor this to each season so that no matter which line that you decide to go down, it'll be good for that season. But that's time and effort that we're putting into that's just going to go to waste anyway. Are we getting I want to know are we holding on to something afterwards, or is money going to be spent on this? Is Kuiper going to be spent on this? Or are we going to get that Kuiper or money back after it's gone? What are we getting out of it once it's gone? Then that's my worry. Am I getting a power boost? I want to know because
I like it.
There are going to be times when the season it's going to be mid-season and we've done everything. There are going to be seasons where we just fully just go balls deep in and we just complete everything before the season's done with, and now we're sitting here with these inversion reinforcements that we've done to our characters, and they kind of don't matter because now we've gone back to grind status and then it's gone. So that's my fear. And it's not a knock. I just want to know. I need a little bit more information, and I think that I won't get it until I see it and mess around with it. What do you guys think about it?
I like it. I think it's cool. I like the idea, but it depends on how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's like you said, to where at the end of the season, everything just goes away. All right, there's no more the grinding is just the grinding for the season, and that's it, and there's no reward at the end of it. I think that's where it's going to be a mistake, and you're going to see a lot of people kind of pissed off. But I think if there's if each season you max out this certain progression line, there's a specific reward for completing that progression line, but you only get that reward if that's the progression line that you go down. You know what I mean?
Right.
So say for Hunter, there's along the progression line you get you get a color coding, and maybe you get a sniper rifle type of weapon skin, and then at the very end you get some kind of I don't know, you get some kind of boost. Maybe you get some caliper thrown in there, or there's something at the end of it that only people that completed the Hunter line get. So something like that would be very cool. But if you just grind and it's just levels, okay, you're maxed out, now you gotta wait for the season to end, and there's no real return investment on that, I think that might be an issue. But if there is a return investment for doing specific lines, then that's cool. Certain characters are going to fall into certain areas. Ajax would fall into, if they had a defender fucking or a guardian thing or whatever they would call it. certain characters might fall into certain categories. So maybe you're running, if I'm running Ajax, Ajax is linked to this line. So you don't have to do that line, but he's linked to it, and you can get special Ajax stuff for doing this line. Like, that would be something cool. And then it forces you, if you're playing the same Descendant every single season, maybe that gives you the alternative to be like, oh, maybe next season, I'll be Sharon, and I'll go down the Hunter line because I want this cool specific Sharon stuff. You know what I mean? Depending on what it looks like in the roadmaps, I think that would be some kind of cool little thing, some kind of incentive as far as expanding your gameplay with multiple characters, but also expanding your gameplay in what category you play in each season, and then it makes sense for it to reset.
Yeah. What do you think, Mazer?
I agree, and I also think that it would be cool in addition to make it where maybe each season, if they are giving out these camos and stuff, that they change it each season. So, like, let's say you run the hunter, run hunts for season 1, and you get the stuff for that. Yeah, you're not going to necessarily be able to get like the attribute heal, survival, or season ones. I don't know. When I was reading it, I didn't understand if you would be able to maybe get all 5 if you like grinded hard enough with 5 different descendants.
Mm-hmm.
But then like you hit, let's say you didn't, right? Let's say you only got to do like hunt, and then you go to season 2. If you want to do hunt again, well, now it's different camos, and only the people that did hunt in season 1 are gonna have those camos.
Gotcha. I could see that, and I think that would be kind of cool because, okay, similar to like how Halo released their skins for HCS, like the season
Yeah.
1 skins for FaZe are nothing like the season 2 skins. So if you took the time to buy your season 1 skin for Halo at that point, and then it got locked away, like unfortunately you can't get that again. So if you decide to go down the hunt line in season 1, but in season 2 you go down and you decide to go down heal, then the heal skin that you get at the end of season 2 is different from the one in season 1. So like,
Yep.
I like that idea. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I mean, like I said, I agree with both of you. I just definitely hope that like there's some end reward to it. It would definitely be cool. They didn't necessarily say like if you can unlock all 5, or maybe there's a chance that like once you unlock one, you have enough time in the season, or there's like something like a crystallization catalyst or some new item that they come out with that resets your inversion so that you can start down another line because the season's still going on and you can take your time experiencing all of them. And let's say you won't get the skins for all of them, but you get the skins for the one that you complete first.
Yeah,
sure.
I like that idea, and I mean it's just still up in the air as to what it is, but as like for the abilities, just so everyone's tracking, those abilities are Hunt, which improves the Descendant's stats, Attribute, which improves the Descendant's resistance to certain attributes, Heal, which upgrades Descendant's healing ability, Survival, obtain a defensive buff that activates under certain conditions, and then Season, acquire effects that are beneficial in the Aversion dungeons. So I do like the variety there, and they do kind of hit on a lot of different factors of the game itself, not just the Descendants, but the whole game, especially Season.
Yeah.
Because I think Season might be one that Jake wants to look into at some point because of Invasion Dungeons or solo runs and their speed runs. So with him wanting to usually kind of complete the mission at the fastest, so you can do the fastest run through, like that may be something that helps you do that. And for Ajax, there's the defense buff, like making his defense completely more insane than it already is. Or like me, who decides to make a glass cannon for this season. Now I can
could probably come in handy.
Yeah. So I like the idea. It sounds absolutely amazing. I just want to know that all this hard work, because depending on how long it takes you to complete an entire line of something, really will dictate like whether or not I care to continue doing it, or like how beneficial it actually is. If it takes me a couple of weeks to get it through me playing as much as I already am, cool, okay, whatever. If I don't get something at the end of it, I'd probably be more okay with that. But if it takes me something like some of these challenges that took me almost the entire season to do, I'm gonna be a little fucking peed if I don't get something at the end of this shit. So
I think I like the idea, and I kind of want to double back on what you just said for or to give Jake some PTSD to piggyback off of what you just said.
Oh no. Nightmare fuel.
But to double back on what you just said with, you know, maybe there's like kind of a crystallization thing to where if you can complete one, you could start another. I think, and this is just me spitballing to an idea. So Nexon, if you're listening, you know, if you want to shoot me an offer, it's cool. You know, say you complete down the hunt line, right? And then you complete it, it gives you a reward, and then you're able to quote-unquote crystallize and start down another path. And say you're like, oh, okay, well, to finish out the season, I want to go down the season line. Say you complete that season line before the season ends. When you finish that one, what if that rewards you in the next season with an extra level or two or experience towards that line? So, say you did hunt, you completed it, right? Gives you XP towards hunt in the next season. Okay, well, I finished season as well in that first season. Okay, well, now you have XP in both of those areas. Now you could run the same two again, but maybe in reverse order, or you could run one because now you have that XP boost where you're already like you have a leg up on the game. Go through it and then be like, all right, I'm gonna roll heal on my second one, and then, you know, because maybe I'm banking on there being some good rewards in heal next season, because the ones in this one were dope, so maybe next season they're cool, so I'll roll heal through my second playthrough, and then hopefully I can get a leg up on heal and get some cool stuff in the following season, which gives you a little bit more of like, it gives you like some foresight, a little bit of like pre-season like hype, to where like you're not just waiting for the season to end, you're more so always waiting for the next season to start.
Right. Okay. I like that. No, that'd be pretty cool, because if that's the case, like, it gives you a little bit more XP in the next category, or in the hunt category, because you've ran it the season before. It almost gives you incentive to want to run it again because of what you may get or how fast you might complete it, or whatever else they decide to add into it. If it, like, say, because you ran hunt last season, you run it this season, now your hunt is stronger than someone else who's just starting hunt because they didn't start it last one. Or
exactly, like,
it's just each time you start that line in the next season, because you started the previous season, your version is stronger than the next. And I know that would be something to hit on next on, because you guys definitely talked about ways to make your descendant your own, make it your own, make it stronger than what it previously was. I mean, and you guys are kind of doing that. So if you don't go down that line, that's cool. I get that. But by giving us these attributes, that's exactly what you're doing. But that would be another way to try to actually boost that descendant, or boost us to make us stronger in that variant. And
I think you could even do it like a module too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say you complete hunt, and then in the following season, so say if hunt upgrades your crit rate. Okay,
guys, I'm good, homie. I'm good, homie. How are you?
Right. So say hunt upgrades your crit rate, right? So you finish hunt, and then next season, now the boost to your crit rate is higher than somebody that didn't run hunt the previous season. Your boost is now higher because now you're stacking, right? So you're almost like upgrading a module at that point.
Right.
You know, but if you run a different class, all right, you're starting from that ground area because you didn't run it the previous season. But as long as you keep running the same line, those attributes and those boosts continue to stack. So that way you have a bit more of a leg up than somebody that's maybe just starting that line or hasn't done that line before.
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that idea a lot.
I think that'd be a neat little go.
Yeah. Another thing that I thought about is, I wonder if there is an inversion reinforcement per descendant. So,
Yeah,
say
that's true.
for each descendant, you decide to go down hunt for Ajax or Viessa, but then you swap to Lepic, and they have the ability to go down a separate line.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I like
Yeah,
the incentive.
That would also open up the ability, if there is rewards for each line, that would open up the ability to get all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm concerned that that's not going to be the case simply because the way that they worded it, how they're like it's going to be done at the end of each season.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only concern for that is the way that they decided to verbalize that was like, hey, each season it's over.
Yeah.
Which would be fine, especially if you get something afterwards. I'm so like I get that like that's I guess my only caveat to that would be is it would allow you to not have to stick to one per season, because if you do just like barrel through your entire line and you're not even halfway through the season yet, like and you can only have one per, and that's the one that you carry over to every descendant. Now you're stuck with that. Technically, if you can't crystallize or you can't switch or you can't touch the other ones, you're stuck with that one for the entire season. Which, don't get me wrong, is probably not a bad thing depending on what descendant you're running. Or, say for instance, you never change up, which is okay, but it would be pretty cool if they did that. And say for instance, you get whatever rewards. Now, those ascendants that you used now carry over, if they decide to do it this way, that extra crit, that extra heal, that extra defense, and it persuades you to do that with your other descendants that you decide to hold on to, therefore forcing you to, not forcing you, but kind of into using other descendants, making new ones, trying out Kyle that no one ever uses, trying out Esmo that no one ever uses, because maybe Hunt does something different for him.
Kyle. He's all right.
Yeah, he's okay. He's about as good as Esmo is, like in.
You can do a God Killer build with Kyle. I've seen it.
The fact that you can and no one has, other than that one person you saw, is the thing.
I mean, it's just because Lepic's cooler.
Well, true, yeah. I mean, throwing the sun at people is pretty dope.
If you're gonna run a non-attribute person, you're gonna run probably fucking Ajax, but
yeah.
But
and,
like,
and not to knock.
I think that could go one of two ways, though. I think that could either promote maining the entire season, right? So like,
thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate the likes.
So like, say you can only do it once for one descendant the entire season, right?
Yeah.
That supports your main thing, like how I am with Ajax. Okay, if I want to use my boost for the line that I went down, I use Ajax. He's my main. He's what I'm going to use for doing all that type of stuff. But if they allow you a path per descendant, now that opens up multiple characters. You're expanding the gameplay at that point, because say I run heal with Ajax and I run down that whole line. Okay, maybe I run hunt with Lepic, and it's like certain situations will call for a certain descendant to be used.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now you're playing it situationally. Oh, what does this mission look like? What does this dungeon look like? Okay, what person and what path is going to be better suited for this? Okay, well, this one's supposed to be a survival thing, so maybe I'll run Ajax because of defense and heal and everything like that. Or maybe this one is, a boss fight or something. Okay, maybe I'm gonna run Hunt and Lepic and go after like a god kill, like crit type of thing, or something along those lines. I think that it could go one of two ways, and whether it supports just steadily maining the entire season or expanding to multiple descendants. I think both of those are solid moves, because you're focusing on making one descendant your own, or you're also making your play experience your own by sending your descendant down the line of your choosing. You could run into a fucking Eugen that's running Hunt like ass backwards, not running down the heal line, but you're doing it uniquely. You know what I mean? Or you're running fucking Volby with something that has to do with defense. It's you never know.
Yeah.
And that, I think that opens up a lot of like you said, making your descendant your own.
Mm-hmm. And I'd be okay with that.
Either way that goes is good.
Yeah, no, I'm fine with either way. I was just like, it'd be cool to see it that way. And to be honest, like, I'm just super interested in seeing how it goes in general.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like, it's interesting. I'm excited. I'm ready. Just bring it already. It needs to be Thursday, now.
I have a lot of excitement to see what they're coming out with. I mean, I'm no stranger to spending money in this game. I don't care. I spend money for convenience. If I think something is cool enough that it deserves me buying it off the rip, then I'll do it. I have less guilt now, so
exactly.
I just do it anyway.
But I mean, they kind of did.
I want to see all the new stuff. I want to see how creative they get with the cosmetic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back black.
If you guys haven't noticed, Nexon, we really want black as the skin color, and we want the ability to change the base skin colors as well.
They're like, but we have 3 different colors of matte gray. Yeah, no one fucking asked for that.
No, 3 different colors of matte gray ain't shit. There's 7 different whites.
That's weird.
Hold on. No, I'll tell you how many fucking whites there are. Hold on.
That's just weird.
I'll fucking tell you. There is.
He said, "Hold my phone."
Hold my phone.
There is a bright gray. That's fucking white. Matte.
I like that. They're bright gray.
Yeah.
Is that white? Nope. Bright
matte
gray.
Deep white. Not even in the gray category, but in the white category is, you guessed it, bright gray. Metal matte white, clear bright white, metal marble white.
If you guys
bright
haven't
metal
noticed,
gray.
We're a little salty about this.
Alternative white. There's so many whites, and there's matte cement gray. Guess what? It looks white.
I think they're trying to say something.
Matte silk gray, also white. Plastic pistachio.
Plastic pistachio. What the hell?
Yeah. So many.
Just wait until we get into the eggshell.
Many.
And
but black? No.
They're gonna add more white. And I'm gonna be like, look.
You get plastic matte black, which looks blue. It looks blue as fuck. And then you get light black. That's gray.
Yeah.
Like,
Which is funny because some of the stock colors are black.
It's insane.
Some of the factory colors, black.
Yeah, and they look sick. They did the black so good, and it's like the only thing they didn't get right was the fucking paint.
Hey,
man, this black helmet looks crazy. They're like, I know, right?
It'd be like that.
This bright pink that you can't change to a regular black to match everything else.
Exactly. But that's pretty much what we were getting into. Last but not least, I definitely want to talk about give everyone a chance so that you guys know where we're at, to give you guys some ideas. If you have any ideas, shoot us an email, shoot us a message, hit us up on social medias. We want to know what you guys are building toward, what you're working toward in First Descendants. That's definitely one thing that I want everyone's input on is your goals in the game. Not that you have to have one. It's just fun to hear about them and see what everyone's working toward. Because I know for a fact that when we were first starting,
if you don't have a goal in the game, you can't sit with us.
I know mine changed so many times. I think at one point in time, I think we ran into the first or 2 hard bosses, and I was just like, "This is rough. I don't know what I need to do." And I was sitting there at night, and I was like, "You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna make an ultimate descendant. I'm gonna give me an ultimate weapon, and then I'm gonna max that thing out, and then I'm gonna go back into it." And I had that thought
Remember me, motherfucker?
Yeah, I had that entire thought for a day. And then it completely shifted to me just maxing out the gun that I had and maxing out the descendant that I had. So, like, it changes.
You still gonna beat my ass. You're just gonna work harder.
I ain't gonna make it easy. But Mazer, like, so what are you working on now? So what's your goal here? Like, you got anything in mind that you're wanting to finish up?
Short-term goal is I'm getting Blair, and I'm gonna finish getting Ultimate Bunny. I'm gonna obviously have Ultimate Ajax by the end of this, well, by tomorrow. But long term is if the mastery does not reset with the new season.
Hopefully, that'd be
upsetting. The next goal after that is, because I'm gonna have these new characters, reaching the current cap, which is Mastery 30.
Okay.
So it's gonna be using a lot of guns that aren't my, like, quote unquote meta builds, and trying to get that mastery up.
Okay. Hell yeah.
What about you?
My goal right now is to get Jaber made so that I can finish out my level up to Mastery 19. I got halfway there. Actually, yeah, I'm sitting at halfway now, thanks to me using a whole bunch of guns that I don't normally use. So that helped. But yeah, I got everything made. Well, everything's cooking for Jaber right now. Then I'll end up making him tomorrow. And then after that, crystallizing Viesa, Ultimate Viesa one more time, to get her completely maxed out. And then I am going to start the grind for making 4 of the Enduring Legacies so that I can max out its ability, and then making that a powerhouse, because as Fortress showed me, there is an Enduring Legacy out there that its DPS is hitting for almost 1 million, and I want it like right now. So yeah, Fortress.
I said I want it.
What about you, man? Got anything that you're cooking toward, working toward, wanting?
I'm doing right now. I'm trying to get as many like ultimate weapons as I can. Been stacking up on a couple of the guns that I already have. I do want to maybe start pushing for a couple of Enduring Legacy things. I just need a blueprint for Blue Beetle so I can finish that one. I may go after a couple of Ultimate Bunny pieces, because I think I only need one more to finish it out, and that would be
sick. I
thought
you had everything for it.
No. I think I have 3 pieces. If I don't have 3, I have 2, but I got them completely by accident.
It'd be like
to chase after that full roster of just Ultimate Descendants through straight grinding, I think would be really, really sick to have. Just kind of like my own little, pat on the ass for me. But right now I'm building gold, I'm building Kuiper, I'm leveling up these modules, and trying to keep it pushing. I have to go after hard mode Pyro here soon, so we're gonna see what I gotta do to get there.
Yeah.
But after just crystallizing, I'm only back at level 32, so just grinding back to 40, man. Short-term goals.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad to hear from everybody. I hope I hear from you guys too. I hope you're enjoying the show. Be sure to, if you want to re-listen to the podcast, or you want to tell your friends about it, go ahead and tell them to check out Arche Wielders on Podbean, Arche Wielders on Apple Podcasts, and YouTube as well. I will be doing my best to get this episode released tomorrow on those podcast stations, on those channels. But I appreciate you being here, watching the live. Hopefully in the future we can get some footage going to go with it, get some pictures shown. Hopefully we have some things to show you guys next week, after season 1 drops on Thursday. Definitely want to get some things put out there. If you guys heard that is a little bit of thunder and lightning that's going on. It's storming outside, so I apologize. But definitely going to try to get some videos made. We're going to hop into this inversion reinforcement, check it out. I'll get that information put out. be sure to drop into the Discord as well. If you're struggling with leveling up, grinding, or just need some people to hang with or talk to while you're doing your stuff, or just want some help in general with boss battles, World Chat's fun and all, but we see how it is. We know what it's like. People are asking for money. We got a whole bunch of simps out there. Hop in our Discord. That Discord is called Hollow Descendants. Yeah, the Discord's called Hollow Descendants. Check it out. We're more than happy to help you guys out. I'll be posting as much information in there as I can about any updates, any maintenance that'll be going on, things that are happening within the game. I'll have instructional videos on where the best Kuiper and gold locations spawns are, our grind farms are, as well as grinds for Ultimate Descendants. And if you guys have any information that you would like to share in the Discord as well, feel free. But definitely check it out if you'd like to join. But I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate Mazer and Fortress doing this podcast with me. It's gonna be a good long run. But you guys have a good night, and we'll see you next week.
See you.
Later.